Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going through the best and worst tattoo TikToks I could find, and we're also gonna see some of the comments you guys left behind. Let's jump into it. We're starting off with this neck banger. Now, in the past, I've seen a lot of people fail at clouds, and it's because clouds are kind of a hard thing to really do well. This is clearly an awful, horrible, bad way of doing clouds. And like, not only did they not know how to do clouds, but they also don't know how the neck really works and what looks good on the neck. This is just piss poor in every single direction you could put it. But one thing to know, clouds are not the best filler ever. I mean, there's an occasional time where you should use it. If you're talking about Japanese tattooing, then yes, absolutely very important. But in most cases, especially in this type of way, it looks like a pile of crap and it's such a wasted space. A lot of the times you see, especially in black and gray, people just throw clouds around things and I'm always like, why? Put in a better image. You know, put something in that's small and tight. If you're gonna do clouds, make sure it's a minimal amount of clouds because you end up looking like this, a cloud neck, and you're like, ugh, why? Why do that? Why have any of this here? Why does it come out on the neck like it's some sort of tribal thing? Just awful, crappy looking tattooing. I don't even care if they finish it on the other side because honestly, it's gonna look crappy no matter what. No matter what they put on there, that neck just will stand out as like, wow, a bad mistake. Let's go to the next. I love this cup of noodle tattoo sriracha machine thing. It's clearly a gag, we understand that, but I just love looking at it, dude. It's so cool. If anyone knows how or who made this, send me one of them, please. I love ramen. That's an awful looking tattoo to represent ramen. Why he did it on someone's hand was beyond me, but hey, it's a goofball tattoo machine power supply combo. I'm into it. That's all there is to that. You know, what a pile of crap, but I love it. I really do. There's nothing in this world I like more than some ghetto goofball tattoo machine crap. Oh, I want it. I want it so bad. Whoever this is, please send it to me. I'll give you my address. Next. This says, worst tattoo I've ever seen.
Huh? What? Oh.
This is called a moko. It's a traditional New Zealander tattoo. And honestly, it's one of like my favorite tattoos to see. One, because I know nothing about it. Two, it's one of the few times you get to see like true tattooing to a heritage, and I'm into that. I like it. I like the revival of it. I like that a lot of native New Zealanders are getting it tattooed. It looks cool. I'm into it. If I was from New Zealand, I'd probably have something on my face too. I'm not going to be doing anything on my face anytime soon, but it's cool. I also understand that someone could look at this and be like, if they weren't educated, they'd be like, ooh, that line work, rough. But that's part of the tradition. It's like you just put them on and it looks beautiful and rad and cool in all the best kind of ways. I'm a huge fan of it. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I just thought that this comment was so stupid. I'm glad this person made a reel like this because, man, people are idiots. But I also understand why if someone's an idiot, why they'd think this tattoo looks like crap. Because it's not like a perfect tattoo, obviously. But yeah, hey, cool cultural tats, dude. We're multicultural here on the TikTok world. Next. Okay, what do we got? When the guy doing your tattoos has no sense of urgency, but you have a flight in an hour. Wow. Okay, there's a few things about this that are just stupid. One, if you're sitting in a tattoo shop and you have a flight in an hour, you screwed up, okay? There's no way around that. You screwed up, okay? There's no way that you're making it to your flight ever. That's stupid. We all have common sense. You have to be at the airport at least 2 hours ahead of time, so you're already late by the time you sat in that chair. So that part doesn't make any sense. Maybe she meant to say in a few hours, maybe, I don't know. But I tattoo in a town where people get travel tattoos all the time, and sometimes they plan them on their last day, even when they have a flight later on in the afternoon, and I know that going into it, and I bust that tattoo out fast. I'm gonna guess that this tattooer is not doing a small little tattoo, so therefore he's probably not rushing it at all. And why would he? It's permanent. You want this tattoo to look good. Rushing is a stupid idea when it comes to tattooing. And of course, I'm guilty of it, right? But also, there are times where tattooers just take so long. Like they get a smoke break, they take their time, they talk to their friends, they walk to the shop, they look on Instagram, they take their sweet time, they work on the drawing some more. I get it. Sometimes tattooers are really slow like that. To me, I try my best to be really slow in the beginning and really fast during the tattoo, so I try and make up for all that time. But I like make sure the design looks good, and I kind of lollygag a little bit in the beginning of my appointment, and then I get through it. I'm in, I'm out, I'm done. The top comment on this, I want to read for you guys. Why would you book this? So stressful for us as tattoo artists. Maybe he just tattooed for 5 hours and needs to stretch before he tattoos. Maybe he has anxiety and needs to take a moment for himself. Maybe he hasn't eaten, I guess I should have read this comment. One, it would be an extremely stressful scenario for someone to come in and be like, I have a flight in 3 hours. Can you do this big thing in 15 minutes? I'd be like, no. So like, honestly, that tattooer has the right to not be stressed out. You could just say, no, you're an idiot. I'm not gonna do that tattoo. And a lot of this comment I was reading and I was kind of like, maybe he's not the best at communicating his needs and taking care of himself before he takes care of you the best he can. I'm like, that's not the responsibility of the client. Look, the client's an idiot, right? The client is a dum-dum for going and getting a tattoo on super short notice right before a flight. And also, if the tattooer has anxiety about the tattoo, he should just say no. And I know that that's like a hard thing for tattooers to do. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But he should, okay? Also, I don't think that's even the case. I think they're inferring a lot in this top comment. But it did get like a lot of traction, 167 likes. I'm like, maybe the tattooer's a dick. But either way, I think the client is way in the wrong here. I just think it's like, if you got a flight in a couple hours, don't get the damn tattoo. And then I also think tattooers could sometimes speed things up, right? I think that's possible. But I also, on this comment, I'm like, what are we talking about? If the tattooer needs to eat, they should just express that they need to eat. Or wait till after the tattoo. I don't know. That's not that crazy of a thing. Tattooers need to take better care of themselves, probably. That's probably the takeaway. On to the next. I saw this shading, steady moving off of the curve, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Super well executed on some freckly ass skin. Not that there's anything wrong with freckly skin, but sometimes it's a little hard to see what you're doing, if especially freckles in this kind of consistency. But either way, it's just some beautiful shading. Oh man, let's watch it again. This one's done by Zackle, don't know him, never met him, probably gonna meet him, maybe not, I don't know. Either way, this shading is so technically on point, dude. You're a master. I bet this tattoo looks beautiful. You know how I know that? Because that shading is spot on. Perfect. Like the way he's curving it around with just the mag, and he's just slow feathering. Slow feathering. That's buttery, dude. That's what you want to see. If I could tattoo like that, I would. I do not tattoo like that because you know what? I would never tattoo like that because I hate that type of style. But beautiful, 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 beautiful. Next.
Because there's the trust. A good friend will always be your worst client because there's the trust for him to complain. A client that you don't know will always handle it better. Maybe he's dying on the inside, but since there's no trust base, he's not expressing this pain to me. And I mean, I have a lot of clients that I've been tattooing for years and we have a really good relationship, but I don't give them the space to cross that boundary to actually opening that side up to me because I think it's important that they don't. It's a tough thing to go through. We all go through it. I've gone through it. I know exactly what everyone's going through. And you came to me, you wanted it. Now it's time to suck it up. A good friend will...
First off, I'm gonna touch the thing on the good friend. I tattooed a lot of good friends and some are big old babies and they complain to me all the time and others are tough as nails. But there is something to be said, like as a tattooer, I also try my very best not to give people the space to complain to me about the pain of a tattoo. Like, I really can't care that much. And you know what's funny to me? I have friends who are tattooers who are extremely cautious of like, oh, how the customer is feeling in the process, and I could tell that their tattoos sometimes come out looking weak, and I think it's because they've worried so much about how much pain the client is going through that the tattoos just don't look solid. They look weak. And so for me as a tattooer, I don't care how much pain you're going through. I don't. I can't. Or else it will start to affect my process to the point where I could barely do the job. And the reason I know this is because all of us as tattooers go through this phase in our tattoo careers. We get like real, it hurts. And everyone always is like, oh, you're heavy-handed. Or, oh, this tattooer was so heavy-handed. And they pretend like they know the difference between tattoos and tattoos. And the reality is, I know some heavy-handed tattooers who do excellent, beautiful work that looks solid forever. And it's because they probably just don't care about what the client's going through. And they shouldn't. The client came to them. The client knew, hey, I'm about to run this marathon of pain, dude. I'm gonna go through this pain. It's the customer's responsibility to endure the pain. That's it. That's all there is to it. If you can't handle it, you can't handle it. It's fine. If you want me to be like, are you doing okay throughout the entire tattoo? I'm not. I won't. I don't care. I don't want to care because my job is to lay down a good tattoo, not to care how much pain you're going through. Because the reality is, I know you're going through pain. Obviously, it hurts. Everyone agrees. Tattooing hurts. But tattooers should be very cautious about the space they give to their clients to complain about that. Because it will affect your tattooing in a negative way if you allow it to. Let's look at this tattoo tour. Shout out to NYC Tattoos. He just goes and interviews people with tattoos. Usually I think they're a pile of crap. This is a really cool one. Let's watch.
All right, we're gonna do a quick tattoo tour. Let's start with the dragon.
We got the dragon right here from Bed-Stuy, K. Wong. Everything from the lamp down there. Lamp, dragon, eagle, panther, the cranes, Bed-Stuy tattoo. We got Rich 5 right here, R&D. Yep. Legend. We got Manila right here, Soy Tea from Cadena, Love Chains. We got Pale Rose. We gotta get the Guadalupe, classic design.
Awesome.
And we got more right here. We gotta get the classic girl heads. This one's by my homie Kodai, Matthias. And this actually came from the Rich 5 book. Then we got classic heart. Then I got a Oriental inspired peony right here. We got a Scorpion by Shaky J.
Okay, that bodysuit, especially the torso, so cool, so strong. You know what's the most interesting thing to me about him and this style? Him and his tattoos is yes, he's got a lot of traditional tattoos, but he's also got a lot of other types of tattoos in there. And that's something that I think is really interesting when people kind of mesh things together. I think traditional should be the main focus, but when you just put tattoos together, I've got a buddy, he's got he's almost got full sleeves and there is almost none of it that is uniform and it just looks right on him. It's all black and gray and it just looks strong. That's the only way to really put it. It looks like a collage of different tattoos. One of my favorite tattooers, all-time tattooers, Dan Higgs, once said with tattoos, you just put them next to each other and they look right. They just look right. And why is that? Because they're there. That's it. They look right because they're there and it just makes sense to our eye and they just look so strong. This guy's got a bunch of different styles, mostly traditional. Like I said, that part gives my heart a little bit of just a little bit of stoke, But the rest look cool too. I'm I don't really care that much at all. Some of them are crappy, whatever, but they just look right because he kept going and he kept putting stuff on and he kept making good decisions. So all the good tattoos you see and you're I like it. I like it all. Next.
Dude, they should let autistic people do tattoos because you just walk in, they're I only do penguins.
Yes. They can do them in all the styles of tattoo, bro.
Yeah,
hyper-realistic penguin.
Biker penguin.
American traditional penguin.
Your mom passed away. Here she is as a penguin.
That clip made me laugh. One, because I know a handful of autistic tatters. And if they're not diagnosed autistic, they should be, okay? But still great tattooers. That clip just made me laugh. There's nothing to learn. Nothing to take away. Nothing there. On to the next.
How old is this blackout up here?
Not yours.
No, it's not mine.
That one is dated back January 23.
23?
23, yeah.
And how long ago did we do this?
And yours came in summer, July 23.
Okay, so pretty much the same time, just half a year difference. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, so clearly this tattooer is showcasing how much different her black looks than the other client's black. And I mean, that is very true. There's also the fact that it's closer to the higher part of the thigh, harder place to tattoo. But either way, I think for sure she's showcasing how well her black looks like in comparison to the other blacked out part. Now, a lot of people want to say that like blacking out stuff is easy, and in my experience, it's very difficult. Very hard to get a consistent, clean look from a blackout. I've done a handful of blackouts. I've enjoyed every single one of them. They kind of are falling out of trend a little bit right now. Like there was a time maybe like 2 years ago where it felt like everybody was getting blackout, and not so much right now. Like I don't ever get people asking me to black stuff out. I wish I could do more. I enjoy doing it, but yeah. A good blackout tatter is a good blackout tatter, and you could tell the difference. A lot of times, a crappy blackout person, you could just see like a haze or an essence of black rather than it fully being saturated. Now, either way, I think this session ended up being with like a double coat of the black, as it needs a lot of the time. No shame in that. Double blacking out a spot can make it look real crisp. But yeah, bad tatters doing blackouts, not a good idea. Okay, let's watch this pile of crap get shown off to you. Lightning bolts. I feel like there's a few tattoos out here that keep popping up on my feed. And that's clouds, we already showed that today, and lightning bolts. It seems like nobody could get these things right. And like, it's such an easy tattoo. Both of those are such easy tattoos. If this person can't tattoo lightning bolts, I'd hate to see how they tattoo a rose, right? Like, lightning bolts. I remember I was tattooing with a person who did some black lightning bolts on a person's arm, and I remember looking at it and being like, bro, you are too good of a tattooer to be doing such a crap, piss poor version of these lightning bolts. Like really, you're not connecting lines, you're not saturating any of this stuff. It takes 15 seconds. I can do a lightning bolt sleeve in probably an hour and 15 minutes, and it will be saturated and clean. And that's not because I'm so good, because I just simply am not. I'm pretty all right, but I just know that any tattooer worth going to could easily pull this crap off in like 15 minutes, dude. A half sleeve, 35 minutes. I could do that. I could do it without even like looking. Blindfold me, do whatever it takes. I don't need to be able to see it, I just can do it. It's so easy, and apparently it's not. Next, you did this $140 tattoo deal. There you go with that neck, people not knowing how to do it, making it look like an ugly chin strap. Ugh. Honestly, that tattooer should pay the client $140 for doing this crap to them. Now, a lot of it was already there, but this extra little bits, like the loyal and just like straight black, not gray wash, doesn't look like, at least at this point. Some of it looks like gray wash, but this part looks black out, and that is the worst thing to do. No one wants just a black chin strappy thing. Back in the day, it was pretty common for people to do this like turtleneck look, especially with traditional tattooing, like bang, bang, and like smash it out in filler or whatever. I've grown to really hate that style, like where it's just like a neck blacked out. No, it's one thing if you have like the head and you go onto the face and whatever, but like to me, when I get my neck done, it will just be a patch, and something simple on the throat. I still want to be able to see my neck. I don't want that thing blacked out. Not that I'm in any rush to do my neck. I mean, look, I would love to get all the tattoos right now. But realistically, until I can travel to go to the people that I really want to get tattooed by, I'm not doing it anytime soon. Like I would like to do this, my hands, the rest of this arm, but until I'm traveling and getting more tattoos outside of where I am now, like I'm not doing it. Crazy that people cheap out on tattoos around their neck. Ugh, 140 bucks, dude. Crap. And the first comment on that one, my God, Does this dude do walkouts? I'd like to not book, please. That's a good comment. That's the comment, dude. Does this person do walkouts? Please stop tattooing if you do crap like this. It's so shameful and it's embarrassing, and honestly, you should just quit. Like, do something else. I would trust this guy as a train conductor before I would trust him with my neck tattoos, okay? Whatever else, you can do it. I promise tattooing's not for you, bud. Next. Tattooing has become such a joke. This one's brought to you by Matthew_inked. If you like funny Instagrams, this is the guy. Such a joke. So silly. So goofballish to just pull out a machine and tattoo your own face. That's silly. We've seen it a million times, but the comments really made me kind of laugh. One of the top comments is, how about you just let people do what they want and you do what you want and everybody just leave each other alone because it's none of your business what they do. I love that comment, except for the very simple fact that this dude tattooed his own face like a jabroni and then made a video about it. People love to play this game like, hey, you can't comment on that because like, just let people be people. And it's like, yeah, but they made an internet video for it and now I'm gonna comment on that, okay? This person's an idiot, okay? If you make a video doing something dumb, you deserve to get told that you're an idiot. It's that simple. I will never understand, I will understand it. It's because most people aren't internet people, good for them, but they love watching it. They love making jokes about it. But the moment it's about them, you're like, oh, or about something. It's just so silly. You're on the internet. We all know how the internet works. You make a video, someone's gonna comment on it. It's not the craziest thing in the world. I literally make a living doing it, so, whatever. The next biggest comment is, literally, who cares? This one guy doesn't bring down the entire tattoo industry. It's still a beautiful art. I agree. I don't think that this guy has so much control over tattooing that his one stupid stunt of putting a cross and a teardrop on his face affects tattooing at all. But I do think that it affects someone out there, and some kid out there is gonna also make a stupid real tattoo in their own face and try and get famous or at least some buzz from it. And I'm always like, oh my God. Oh my God. People overestimate the power of the internet. Like they're gonna do some stupid stunt and then somehow they're gonna become the hawk to a girl. It's like, no, you're not. You're gonna do a stupid stunt, people are gonna watch it, it might get 1 million views, and then it will disappear and no one will care about it next week, okay? So don't do these stupid stunty things for TikTok because honestly, you're just gonna live to regret it, and I guarantee that, and no one's gonna care about you, okay? You're not gonna gain any amount of love from definitely not the tattoo world, but certainly not anybody else on the internet. I'm gonna leave you with that. I'll see you in a few days.